You have killed my. Hello, Scarborough. Your video killed my cast. They're Wilberry. Wilberry. There was a time when I thought that racism was normal. There was a time when I didn't believe that gay marriage was proper. There was a time when I thought abortion was wrong. Well, whoever put that link up. But I evolved over time. When people bring up videos of something somebody said 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago and say they're a hypocrite because they say something different now, no, it means they learned and they evolved. My chicken's good. Look at it. Well, see, that's called empathy. That means you lack empathy. Which, based on your commentary and the time you've been here, I don't. Well, 2009 was still what? 10, 12 years ago? Point is, he learned and he changed. Okay, 14 years ago. I mean, think of it this way. Less than 14 years ago, Trump was a Democrat. Actually, he keeps going worse there with Scalbo. Regardless, he changed. Well, then why did I change? For the party? I mean, a lot of views that I used to have, I don't have. Did I change for the party? Actually, an article I saw earlier today, overall, the majority of Americans don't want Trump or Biden as president. Well, me, I've always told the truth. That's why I said I'd be a bad politician. Because most people don't want to hear the truth. Is 380 too high? I don't know what 380 is. But anyway, that's my view on things. That's something I've always wondered. What does it mean to push something on someone? I mean, like, if a guy walks down the street with his boyfriend holding hands, is that pushing it on someone? Well, inflation is under control and improving. Gun control will never happen unless at some point in the future the Democrats get a supermajority along with a Democratic president. Well, what's called out? Gay people have to see and hear about straight people all the time. Every day. Closer to 90. So, you think we should do away with parades and gay pride? What about black history? I haven't seen them try to pass a single law that affects law abiding citizens. Well, you know, if people didn't still beat up gay people simply for being gay, if people didn't still beat up transgendered people, if people didn't murder gay people, if black people weren't lynched during my lifetime, yeah, they still are. It still happens. Let's say pretty regular, pretty recently actually. There was a transgender person beat to death just the other week. Actually, they do. Those laws apply to those people, U.S. man. But we don't have laws that allow us to go after them either. Well, I mean, what do you want to hear about them? Gangs are a social problem, but they're also a local problem. Nobody says they are being good. But what do you want to hear about them? No seasoning, just chicken. Just some salt. There were marches over the black guy that was killed. No. Go on. Go on. May have been some Black Lives Matter people in there. But they've been relatively quiet for a while now. But back to the original thing, talking about pushing. Here's what I will see. I will see girls on floats in bikinis. I will see male and female couples standing on thing, holding hands and waving. Well, I don't know that about that, U.S. man, but we are doing better than any other Western nation on the planet. That's a mathematical fact. Every country is dealing with the same issues. That we're doing better than they are. No, the numbers prove it. The inflation rate in most of Europe is 15% or more. Why is it always made up if they're opposite of what you think? I don't understand that. I will say this. I don't see anybody offering a better idea than what Biden has right now. Nobody. The Republicans have won the House. What have they done so far? They haven't passed or even tried to pass a single economic bill. All they've done is launched investigations into Biden and into Hunter Biden and fought amongst themselves. And that's all they managed to do so far. They're fighting with each other. I mean, they have two ideas they came up with: a national sales tax of 15%. How many of y'all agree with that idea? How many of you think you'd be better off with that? Chicken leg quarter. No, what that would do is that would push the working class, the people that are working and are actually finally making a little money, back into the poor class. That's what it would do. See, nobody says the country is perfect, U.S. man. But I don't see anybody offering a better idea. I believe that a social media account is the choice of the parents, like many things. What I'm saying is, U.S. man, I don't see anybody else offering a better idea. Oh, there's me. Because I believe that it's a parent's decision, to be honest. But I feel that way about many things. Okay, if that's what you think, that's what you thought of the midterms too. Didn't work out that way, did it? Hey, unless the Republicans drastically change on many things between now and 2024, we'll be back out there again. Like I said, I considered becoming a politician, but y'all would all hate me, and nobody would vote for me. Like I said, everybody bitches about everything, but nobody seems to have a solution to anything. The only real solution I saw proposed to tackle inflation on a real basis was put up by the Democrats last year. And that was to investigate into price gouging by corporations. Make corporations prove they needed to raise the price to cover their cost or face fines. Every single Republican voted against it. Every single one. Yeah, they were $2.50 over at Dollar General. Yeah. No, they passed. They put the bill up, and it went to a vote, and every single Republican voted against it. It's like I've been looking into my own state here, PA. Here's some facts. The gas tax here, passed by Republicans, signed into law by Corbett. Pennsylvania's legislature has been controlled by Republicans for over 20 years. Taxes have not been raised a single time under a Democratic administration in this state in almost 40 years. Governor Wolf and the Democrats in the legislature did put forth a bill that would have suspended the gas tax when gas prices were so high. Every single Republican legislator voted against it. But what I've learned is people still blame the Democrats for it here because Wolf was governor. It makes no sense. So I can only imagine that people simply don't understand how the government works. I even saw a thing where people were blaming the new governor Shapiro over property taxes. Because they went up this year. They went up in my little town this year. And it's 100% Republican run. I just look at the facts. I'm not stuck on the Democrat, Republican. I don't have any love for either one of them, to be quite honest. But I do look at the facts of what's actually happened. And like here in Pennsylvania, the fact is the gas tax rises automatically as was set up by the Republicans under Corbett way back in 2013 or something like that. And Tortured Soul was talking about gun control. Reality is, we did pass gun control way back in the 90s, and it worked. Mass shootings were cut by three-fourths. And it was undone under George W. Bush. And here we are now. Another thing I find annoying is whataboutisms. If you bring attention to a particular problem that needs to be dealt with, well, what about this? Well, what about that? We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about this right here. If you want to talk about that over there, we'll talk about that over there. Like I said, if the Republicans want to run things in 2024, I can tell them how to do it. Drop the anti-abortion thing. Actually, that was originally passed. That was originally put forth by something called the Heritage Foundation, long before Obama. And was that a tax on you? Come on. For the most part, you could. Hey, look, I like Obamacare. It's letting me have health care now. Without it, it'd be impossible. A lot of people would, tortured soul. Well, it's like this lady I know, knew years ago when it passed. She was working a job she hated to get health care. She was able to quit and go get a job she liked because of Obamacare. My premiums are $12 a month. I understood why they had to have it there. Kabam. Yes. Oh, I agree. I don't like the ACA in that respect, hey. But tell me the Republicans are ever going to pass single payer or Medicare for all. They never, ever will. And before Obamacare, healthcare insurance was doubling or tripling every 10 years. Right now, it's only less than doubling. So it has been cutting cost. Really, then what happened in the midterms, hey? Where'd that red wave go? Got an explanation for that? Nope, I didn't think so. Well, that's what companies do. They try to force you to buy stuff. That's called capitalism. You know what I preferred? I preferred back when cities gave garbage service and fixed the sidewalk and all of that. And it wasn't privatized. I like the days when Southern Bell was a government controlled monopoly. I think things were better off back then. Yeah, woke. That means you empathize and care about the plights of other people. Such a terrible thing. Corrupt. Empathizing and caring about the plights of other people. Same definition. Hello, Sarah. Who's going to push them out? We voted them in. What amazes me is that some of the things that some people find are important baffle me. Um, I have no issue with two guys getting married or two girls getting married. In fact, somebody messaged me the other day and they got a big surprise. Her brother married another man. Asked me what I thought about it. And I said, congratulations. Tell him I said congratulations. Well, I have that to some extent, unless people start trying to. I think the difference between us, tortured soul, is it has zero effect on me too. However, however, I do care about other people, and if someone's trying to pass laws or things that hurt them, that bothers me. It's called empathy. It's why I have these cats. It's why I care for Peanut the way I do. I'm for the rights of individuals to live and love as they choose. But we got sidetracked. Back to the original subject. Somebody brought up about gay pride parades. Well, isn't all other parades straight pride parades? You see girls in bikinis on floats. You see couples, man and woman, on floats waving with their children. You see all these things. Gay pride happens one time a year, not multiple times, one time a year. It's 99% heterosexual, so I guess so. It's full of sexual innuendos of all kinds. All sorts of homogenous displays. You got the cheerleaders. You got the dancers. You got the list goes on and on. No, it's not. But if people, did you know, White Swan, that gays lived for 100 years in this country and didn't bother anybody? Do you know what started the gay pride movement and gay rights movement? Do you know the source of it? Where it began? You don't. I suggest you look up Stonewall. It's when right-wing evangelicals decided to shut down gay clubs and have gay people arrested and things like that. And they fought back. And that's where gay pride started. If they just left them alone, there wouldn't have been a problem. I've never seen gay people attack straight people. I've never seen them try to shut down their clubs. No, it all grew into that. And why are you so offended by a parade? If I don't like the parade, I just don't go. I have a friend of mine who's an atheist. He's offended by Christmas parades. Should they be done away with? But he don't put up a fuss about it. He just don't go. I probably wouldn't go to a satanic parade, but I wouldn't try to stop it. Well, some people might think that Christian parades are stupid. That's why we are a constitutional republic, tortured soul. A majority rules government oppresses all minorities. Always has. If we went by majority rules, we'd probably still have slaves. Blacks probably still couldn't vote. Women probably still couldn't vote. Gays would probably still be arrested and thrown in jail. That's the danger of a majority rules democracy. So we are a democratic constitutional republic. We democratically elect our leaders, but the Constitution keeps things in check. Or has historically, to make sure that the majority doesn't oppress the minority. Anymore, anyway. Me, I don't understand why any of this bothers people. No, it don't bother me. It don't bother you. It bothers me a little that you don't care about the plight of other people. In other words, when I see somebody who is in trouble or has a problem or is being hurt or oppressed, or I care about those things. Well, I would bet you vote Republican, most likely, if you vote then. You should read this. Hopefully you can understand it. Read this. Well, hey, come on. Not particularly, but I care about disabled people. I think they need to have things better. I care about disabled people, and it's important that I think things should be better for them, yet I'm not disabled. Yet them having a bad life doesn't affect me. Them being treated badly doesn't affect me. Anyway, this is for you, tortured soul. It's not supposed to do that. That wasn't what it's supposed to give me. Hold on. I'm working on it. There. Anyway, that's the best way I can describe. That's about from a pastor, believe it or not. A pastor wrote that. A pastor in Germany during World War II. I don't have a personal life, U.S. man. I'm a little too old for that. Most like you, where are your girlfriends? Now I'm an old cat guy. So, anyway, we weren't talking about me in particular. I'm trying to make a point. Why does it bother people that they have gay pride? Why does it bother people that they have Black History Month? I'm glad they do, actually. I wasn't taught Black history in school. Really. When I graduated from high school, if you'd asked me to tell you what black people have invented and done in history, I didn't have a clue. They didn't teach it. It's like you'll hear about Thomas Edison and a light bulb, but he didn't make it work. A black man did. I don't represent them. I care about them. I don't have to be something in order to care. But actually, a black man is the man who came up with the filament that made the light bulb work. The bulb itself was Edison's idea, but he couldn't get it to work because I care about people. Me, I'm just me. I care about the disabled, but I'm not disabled. I care about the elderly, but I'm not elderly. Well, not yet, anyway, I don't think. Getting there, but not there. I care about young people and their future, but I'm not a young person. I won't be around for it. So, you knew about the light bulb thing in 1990, Miss Cabo, or that the lady who did all the math for the Apollo missions was a black lady? They didn't teach that when I was in school. Morality. Morality is an individual thing. What you consider moral may not be moral for somebody else, or vice versa. Well, that might be why. If you were in a very progressive, remember, I was raised in the South, with Cabo. Not bad. Depending on what year it is, anyway. But I'm sorry I care about people. Maybe that's a fault. At one point, the computers did help people to bridge that education gap. However, with so much misinformation out there now, I'm not even sure it's true anymore. I just have to hope there's people out there that do, tortured soul. No, Colby, no. No, 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 and no. Oh, it's not just in politics. It's all over the place. That's why I double and triple check everything. Well, if you don't like big tech, hey, turn off your computer, get rid of all your technology if you want to. You know. That's another one of my pet peeves. People who bitch about stuff, but don't present a better idea. I mean, if you bitch about it and then you're presenting a better idea, that's one thing. But when you bitch about it and you don't present a better idea, then, well, some would argue, U.S. man, that before that, the corporations controlled everybody's minds because they owned all the media. CBS, NBC, ABC. That's what you got, and that was it. But I guess I don't understand not having empathy the same way I don't understand hate. To an extent, yes. Although there was a time when small business was the major employer in this country. It really is, Bradley. And you can't explain empathy to somebody if they don't have it. I've tried and tried and tried, and you can't explain it. You can't explain why you would care about what happens to somebody when it has nothing to do with you. You can't explain that to anybody. I think it's something you just come with. You either have it or you don't. I mean, religion says we should have empathy. Every religion. Christianity says you are your brother's keeper. And by brother, they don't mean your literal brother. They mean the people around you. But explaining it's really near impossible. Maybe so. Maybe it was the way I was raised, but I was raised to care about other people. If I see somebody who has a need, I try to help them. It's like U.S. Man, I'm not embarrassing you because obviously I was mistaken. But when you first came to the channel and were telling us the stuff you were eating, I thought you were dirt poor. And if you remember, I offered to send you money. I'm not bragging about it. I didn't know you just ate weird stuff. But that's the way I was raised. He's not rich, but he's not that kind of poor. In other words, he's not eating um, crackers and Vienna sausages because that's all he's got. Well, to some extent, but like not right now, he's got $800 worth of SNAP benefits, and he still eats the same way. And yeah, I realize medical bills put a big hurt, and that's something that needs to be dealt with too. Medical bills wiped out all of my dad's money, and that was before there was Obamacare or anything else. Well, you go based on what they say, and I go based on people I've dealt with. Like I said, Brian lived here with me. I have my other friend Bopper who was disabled. Um, I've I say been fortunate enough to where I've been okay my whole life. Not rich. And yeah, I've had tight times. Like right now, it's kind of tight. And I've had really good times. But I've had the occasion to live with and interact with people who do have it really hard. Who do have it really hard. And there is no easy fix for them. There could be, but there's not going to be. I need to try to figure out where Peanut's at. But like my dad, he worked hard and he played by every rule he's supposed to play by. Good job, health insurance, a whole 9 yards. It did not work out. Because Medicare is imperfect. It doesn't pay for everything, tortured soul. Hey, Peanut. Medicare is not true single payer. That's why when they say Medicare for all, I'm like Medicare modified for all. I don't really know. U.S. Man might be able to answer that. I know Medicare only pays a certain portion, and you're responsible for whatever's above that. And I'm not sure there is a maximum. Notice you said go to Canada. That's what's interesting because that's a very common statement people make. But the very same people will scream bloody murder if you talk about having Canadian style healthcare here. That's pretty much true. And then they'll argue, well, who's going to pay for this health care? Well, we're already paying 3 times more than the other countries that have that health care. And we don't have it. Come on, mention, why do I have to be the smartest person in the room? Well, I'm not the smartest person in the room. There are several people who come here who know far more than me about a number of things. We have literal legal experts. We have had doctors in this channel. We have had very often because a lot of the people in this room are also unwilling to learn from them too, even if they're the experts. So what's the point of engagement? And that's where I'm dumb. Because a lot of times I'll try to engage people and help them understand stuff. But yet I know in my mind they don't want to know different than what they believe. It's also why I said I would be a terrible politician. Because I would get up there and tell the absolute truth. But most people, they don't want to hear that either. I understand that, but it'd be twice as hard for me to carry on conversations with 4 or 5 people typing at one time. You have to remember, when I'm talking, I've got 3, 4, 5 people talking to me. So imagine the disadvantage I would be at trying to carry on a conversation with 4 or 5 people and typing. And like I said, I have to concentrate and talk and answer. You have to answer you and Tortured Soul and Kabam and Taz and Sarah and in other words, so I've got all this other stuff going on. So I can have 4 or 5 of you coming at me with just me. I would argue the people in the chat have an advantage because, see, they can take their time, look for an answer, research it, and then post it without being expected to have an immediate reply. But me, I hate our healthcare system. I think it's terrible. It has bad results. It's outrageously expensive. Only if they're being assholes, U.S. ma'am. I only get like that when people start being assholes. Otherwise, usually I'll go on to somebody else until they get back to me. Not necessarily, Tortured Soul. Facts are facts, regardless of whether I agree with them or you agree with them. It's like I was talking earlier. A lot of people, a lot of people here in PA blame the Democrats for our high taxes and high gas taxes. Except the Republicans have controlled the legislature here the last 20 years. So how can it be the Democrats' fault? Yet if you went into this town, the majority of the people in this town would tell you their high taxes are the Democrats' fault. So does that mean they're right? No, I don't think I'm smarter. I imagine I'm smarter than some, and like I said, there's others who blow me away. Yeah, but some types of facts you can never hear in person. Like, you can't personally witness how many people died of cancer this year. You're going to have to go to print for that. You can't personally witness how much we spend on welfare. And let's face it, U.S. ma'am, if we limit ourselves to what you see in person or hear in person, you'd be talking about, just like I would, the people around me and my cats, and that's all. And they get pretty boring for a chat that's worldwide, literally. No, most people would get bored and leave. You already see Kabam fuss when I talk about the cats too much. But generally, I avoid political discussion of late, but people keep bringing it in here. I don't know why. I guess because they know I'm not gonna, I can't, in good conscience, sit here and allow something to be stated that's simply not true. Yeah, because it does make for good conversation sometimes. But there's other things in the little bubbles below too. Now, as for me, a lot of my views are also because I watch a lot of. I tried. I showed y'all some art and coffee cups, and what actually happened is people mocked the fact that the coffee cups would have to be $20. When we talked about people being able to buy them, but at $20, I make less than $5 off a coffee cup. So, Hell, there's some of you who mock me. You know. No, I said I mean some of you, not naming people in particular, mock me in other places, other channels, make fun of me. But I just don't say anything about it. There's this crazy myth that I never go to another channel. I just don't ever go to other channels under my name. I didn't say I wasn't, but it lets me know who's my friends and who aren't. It lets me know who are really my friends and who aren't, is all I'm saying. Whether you're an online person or in real life, if you're over yonder talking behind my back, you're probably not my friend. Well, some of the chatters I consider friends. Some of the chatters I've actually met. But it is time for me to watch House. Good chatting with you guys. But like I said, there's a lot of different kinds of people here. And like I said, toward your soul, there's some people here that I know personally that are chatters who it would greatly surprise you to know what their real lives are and what they really do for a living. And some of the weird arguments. I've had chatters to argue with a doctor, literally, about medicine. I've had a chatter to argue with a lawyer about the law. Yeah. And I sit here knowing who these people are, and I'm like, and there are a couple of people that come to this room who probably could afford to buy me or everything I own very easily. Then there are people who don't have a pot to piss in. And I treat all of them the same. See you later, come on. But yep, it's time for me to watch House. And I'm gonna bring Peanut in here and let her hang out with me and watch it because that's her one of her most favorite things to do is to hang out with me and watch House at night. I've done that before. I almost threw that printer out. The new one over there in the corner. But what I almost forgot that it was in Peanut's room for a while. And it had gotten baby powder in it. That's why it wouldn't pull the paper through. So the only thing I had to do was take it out to the garage and blow it out. Now it works fine. But I almost threw it out before that popped into my head that it had been in her room for a long time with all that baby powder when I was using it. You wouldn't have thought baby powder would make it not pull paper through, would you? Just dust, but it did. Ah, yeah. Believe it or not, U.S. man, a friend of mine named Joe, older guy years ago, he made his living that way. He was a dumpster diver. You know what a dumpster diver is? And he'd get all kinds of stuff people had thrown away out of the dumpsters. And most of the stuff had simple little things wrong with them that he would just fix, and a lot of just fix, and then he would sell them. He had a whole little store of stuff like that. It's like I bought a shortwave radio from him, like a handheld multi-band radio from him. I bought it from him for $10. He found it in the trash bin. You know what was wrong with it? The little bent piece for one of the batteries was bent too far back and wasn't making contact. That was all was wrong with it. He looked at it, saw it, fixed it, and then sold it. Like I say, that's how he made his living. He had a whole big old thrift store. Dirty old store, too. It was in Cherryville. Dirty old store. But he had everything. But don't be surprised. See him on the weekend or early in the morning down in a dumpster. Digging through trash to see what he could find. I had to order that pan for that transmission from somebody else. I told the people who I ordered originally from to refund my money. If they don't in the next day or two, I'll file a claim on PayPal because I paid through PayPal. Because they sent me an email. It was going to be several more weeks before they could get it to me. And I said that wasn't going to work just to refund my money. But I found somebody else who has one they can ship out tomorrow. That's hard to say. What camera do you want to give up? The Skyview? I've got the maximum number of cameras I can run right now. No, well, yeah, it is there. That's true. I guess I could run it, but yeah, I could probably run one more. I guess I could run that one. Of course, I've got to redo all these cameras. You know why? Only U.S. man will understand this. When I gave my company phone back, all these cameras are set up to be connected to it. So I'm going to have to go back through and reset and add all these cameras to my new phone. That's why I can't make them move or anything right now. I'm just going to do a factory reset and do it like they were brand new. Just start over. The only ones that'll be a little hard are the ones that are mounted. Like the one in the kitchen, it'll be a little bit of a pain to reach up there and scan the little thing on the back of it. Well, if I end up with a job or something eventually that has to have another phone number, I learned that, like this phone I got here, has 2 SIM slots, meaning it can have 2 telephone numbers at the same time. Oh, that's nice. This one can do both sides, but not at the same time. You have to take the paper out and flip it over. Now, years ago, I had one that could print both sides immediately. In other words, it would come out both sides already printed, which was cool. Only black and white, though. It was some sort of commercial printer I picked up somewhere. Oh, really? That's very cool. Like I said, this was a black and white business printer I picked up somewhere. Yeah, mine I had to flip the paper. But yeah, I know what he's talking about, Tortured Soul. They're business printers. And they're not that high tech. They've been around for a long time. Usually laser printers. But yeah, I had one that I bought somewhere at a flea market years ago that could do that. Um, they don't use ink cartridges exactly, Tortured Soul. The laser printers. Yeah, like the one at the shop will print 30,000 pages. The laser printers. Laser printers, if you're doing high volume printing, the laser printer is the way to go. Because they'll print a crap load of pages. on one toner thing. They're a bit expensive to buy, and the toners are kind of expensive too, but if you're going to print a lot of stuff, they'll save you money. Peanut, you ready to watch TV? All right, I'm going to watch TV. I didn't start politics to start with. I just had to reply to stuff that was posted.